Hi, this is Jessica, and welcome back to another episode of Rantastic. Um, so today I'm going to talk about the car accident. Um, Several months ago, I was in a really bad car accident. It was a hit and run car accident, and I was driving down this street, trying to make a right-hand turn, and there's this spot where you can sit and you're supposed to be protected from cars that are going this way as well as cars that are going this way. And you have to sit here and you have to wait for traffic to go by before you can make your right-hand turn. And I had been sitting there about 2 minutes. My body was turned completely this way, this direction, watching the traffic go this way. And about 2 minutes into my waiting so that I could make a right-hand turn, all of a sudden I got hit really, really hard from behind, and I heard this loud crunch, and my car got pushed. It jumped over a cemented curb. I don't know what it's called, like an embankment or just this triangular curb thing. And my car actually jumped over this curb and was now in oncoming traffic coming at me. And so I remember looking in my rearview mirror. I remember seeing this purplish type minivan, and I remember seeing two girls or two women in the front two seats. And the only thing I could think of is, holy shit, I am in freaking traffic and I'm gonna get hit again. So I need to move my car or SUV out of traffic over to the side of the road. So that's what I did. I moved my car off to the side of the road, and it was more like a busing lane or something where buses pull up to drop people off and pick people up. So I wouldn't have been in traffic there either. So I moved over there, and when I went to get out of my car, I noticed the minivan was gone. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, okay, well, it was right in front of a CVS pharmacy. So I get out of my car and I'm looking around thinking maybe they pulled into the parking lot. We're going to be responsible and didn't want to be in traffic and moved in there. So I'm getting around, looking around my car, and I had a group of 6 people run up to me, and they told me that by the time I moved out of traffic and out of the way, the van had actually hopped the curb, took off, and drove down oncoming traffic. So nobody was able to get a plate. They were able to get a description of the vehicle. They could tell that the people in the vehicle were young. They said it was a group of people. But that they had taken off and they had tried really hard to get a plate, but because of the direction that these girls had taken off in, they were not able to see the back of the car. Now, mind you, in this town, most of these lights are monitored by cameras. And the street that we came up from before I started to turn was monitored. And the street that I was turning onto was monitored. But the little way that I was in, the part that I was waiting in, was not monitored. But the police should have been able to review the tape and see this erratic driver, because everybody that came up to me after the accident told me that this driver was driving really fast, weaving in and out of traffic, was really erratic, and the police and the people who saw the accident said this bitch hit me about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So I got hit really hard, and the um, the reason I'm in the pain that I'm in is because of how hard they hit me and because of how my body was positioned when I got hit. And so I'm on the side of the road, and I already had a pre-existing neck injury. I already had a pre-existing shoulder injury. But I had never had a back injury before. And so instantly after I got hit, I had massive, massive pain in my neck. I had an instant migraine like that. And my shoulder was really sore. Not at the rotator cuff where my current injury was already, but I had bruising down here where my seatbelt was. And so, like, the collarbone area and everything was really, really sore to the touch. My neck was insane, and my headache hurt so bad. And when I called 911 to get help from the police, they asked if I needed an ambulance. And at the point when I called, I did not need an ambulance. I just knew I hurt. And I did need to go to the hospital, but I didn't want to pay an ambulance fee to go to the hospital. So the police said they would be out there as soon as they could, but it might be a little bit because they were police handling other issues at the moment, to just stay tight and sit at the scene. So I sat at that scene with a car of about 6 gentlemen that were on their lunch break, and another gal. And after about a half hour of waiting, the guy said, "I'm so sorry, I don't want to leave you alone at the scene of this accident, but we have to get back to work." So they gave me their name and their number to give to the police department so that they could be contacted. And then the other gal, I'm not sure if she was just getting home from work or what the deal was, but she was really nice, and she sat with me the entire time. We sat there a good hour and a half waiting for police officers. We watched 3 police officers actually drive by us. I was so freaking pissed. You know, we're waving at them. We're like, "Help, we need your help." And they didn't even turn. They didn't even look at us. They just kept driving by. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody just leaving me here? I'm in so much pain. I just want to go to the hospital. I need to get this reported. I want to go after this person who just fucking hit me. And the longer we sit here and wait, the longer it's going to be. So I really was hoping that the police officer, they were going to put out an APB, or they were going to do something to find this freaking minivan. So an hour and a half goes by, and we're sitting there now on the grass, and we're just sitting there waiting, and my head's hurting so bad, and I'm so nauseous, and I just furious, you know. I got tears coming down because I'm in so much pain, and so mad that the cops aren't doing anything. And the police officer finally shows up, and he was really nice. And he questioned me, and he questioned the one witness, and I gave him the information for the other witnesses. He walked around the car, and he was taking notes about the damage to the vehicle, and he walked around where the accident was, trying to see if there was any car parts or whatever, skid marks on the street for his report. And he asked me if I was willing to press charges, and I said absolutely. And then he tells me, I asked him about the cameras, and he tells me that yes, those cameras are running 24 hours, and they do not only capture when somebody makes a violation, because here in Northern California, if you run a red light, it snaps your picture, and you get sent video footage from about a block away showing you coming up to this red light and crossing the red light. And then you get these huge freaking tickets, about 500 bucks a piece. And so I know I've had them, and I know that you can see your car from a block away coming up to this light, even if that one section that I was in was not under the camera. So I asked him, I said, I've had the red light tickets. I know you can view from a block away. And we have about 7 different witnesses saying this person was an erratic driver, running in and out of traffic, have description of this vehicle. If you can view that tape, we can get the license plate number before they hit me. Because all I could see out my rearview mirror, I couldn't even see the nose of the minivan that had smashed into me. All I could see is about the middle part into the windshield, and I could see the girls kind of looking at me and going like this with their hair. But that's all I could see. So I couldn't get a plate. And at the time that I was hit, I didn't think they were going to take off. So my instinct wasn't to turn around with my cell phone and start taking pictures of this vehicle. My concern was to get out of the road so I didn't get hit again. So the police officer tells me the cameras do continually record and in that intersection. But he said, I'm not going to lie to you. He said, our police department does not have the manpower, and they are terrible about actually reviewing these tapes. So the chances of us being able to get a review and to get a license plate and go after this driver is not good. So that really pissed me off. And I tried for months to get them to review the tape and get something, and nothing was ever done. And I know that if this freaking lady or young kids had freaking killed me, it would have been all over the fucking news. But no, they didn't do that because I wasn't injured, but I was injured. And after they were done, I drove myself to the emergency room and was evaluated. I had definite whiplash, a contusion to the shoulder, contusion of the neck, migraine, and she had warned me, my neck pain was so severe, but she had warned me that there is probably about 90% chance that I was going to have really bad back pain in about 3 to 4 days. And I couldn't even imagine it because I didn't feel anything in my back at the time. All I could feel is my neck and my shoulder. And wow, in a couple days when my neck started to relax a little bit and my headache went away, she was right. I had massive pain from the mid-back all the way to the lower, going into your buttocks and down my whole left leg. So about 4 or 5 days after the accident, I started going to chiropractic, and I did that 3 times a week for months, and nothing was helping me. The back pain was so severe that I could no longer sleep. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I couldn't sit. I really could not do anything. I was out of work for over 3 months and actually was never released to go back to work. In that time period, I didn't sleep at all. If I slept, it was because I passed out, and I would wake up shortly thereafter in massive pain, and I couldn't lay there, and I'd have to get up, but I couldn't really walk, and I couldn't really stand. And it was so bad. My pain level, come here. Sorry, Sasha wanted to come up here. My pain level was so intense all the time. They gave me Norcos, they gave me muscle relaxers, they gave me all sorts of stuff to try and lower my pain. my blood pressure was up, my heart started racing really, really fast, without me even moving. There was just so much going on with me, and I just couldn't get the pain to go down. So I got to the point where I was getting so depressed, and I felt like, I have worked really hard my entire life to get where I am. I have a great job. I make good money. I went to school. I got my bachelor's. I got my master's. I've worked my butt off to get to the executive level that I was at. And this lady just freaking took my entire life away. And I was so depressed. I was in so much pain, I contemplated different ways to kill myself. Suicide was in my head all the time. And the only thing that really deterred me from that was I have 3 kids, 3 amazing kids. And they don't, neither of them actually have a good father. So what scared me to death was where my kids would end up, and I couldn't allow them to go back to their dad. So I had to just kind of deal with it, and my 2 youngest, they're high schoolers now, and they pretty much had to take care of me for 3 months. My oldest daughter lived about an hour and a half away and was working and doing her thing, so she really couldn't be there as much as she wanted to. So I had to rely on my kids to do everything. I couldn't lift over 2 pounds, so to cook, you think about a little pot full of water, weighs more than 2 pounds. I couldn't do that. I couldn't stand at the stove to prepare a dinner. I had to rely on my 16 and 14-year-old daughters to do, sorry, I have a 16-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter who had to do everything for me. And it was humiliating. It was hard. We fought all the time because things weren't being done the way I needed them to be done. But they're kids, and I can't get mad at them, but I was just so mad and so angry and so hurt. I mean, we just fought so much, and it was just unbearable. So, going to my treatments, it was suggested I do a pain management, and I talked to one of the doctors that I used to work for, and he did some injections on my spine. He actually did 6 injections from the low spine to the mid spine in between the joints. So he did 3 on each side. It's called facet injections. And after several days of that, oh my God, it was like I had a new back. It felt like I had not even been in a car accident. It was amazing. I was able to walk again. I was able to sleep again. And so I'd actually moved down to where my oldest daughter lives so that she could help me and help out. And had quit my job because I was not going, I had quit my old job that I was in before my car accident. I had quit my job because I was allowed to go to work 10 minutes. I was allowed to work for 10 minutes sitting at a computer or just sitting, period, followed by 2 hours bed rest, and it was impossible. And the more stuff we did to try and strengthen my back, the further I would go backwards, and I just knew that I was not going to be able to come back to my job. The way things were going, and I couldn't take care of myself, I couldn't take care of my kids, so we actually moved closer to where my daughter lives, my oldest daughter, so that she would be able to help out and stuff. And so we moved, and after the facet injections, my back started to feel great, so I started working again at a different job. But within 3 months, the back facet injections started to wear off, and so now I'm getting back to where I was after the car accident. Every day the pain gets worse, and I'm able to do less and less. I'm back to having a really hard time sleeping. I'm back to not being able to move around a whole lot. I'm back to having a really hard time driving. So that's just kind of where I'm at. So you'll notice that for a while, at least, most of my videos, you're going to see me in my recliner. I just can't move around a whole lot. I can't take you around and see the things that I would love to take you around to show you guys. So that's it for today. I will keep you updated and let you know what's going on. I hope you continue to follow me and follow my story and show me your support. If you like my video and you like my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I will subscribe back. So that's it for today. This has been totally Rantastic. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.